Hello, in this video lecture, I discuss limit test for chloride. As we know that limit test is nothing but a quantitative or semi-quantitative procedures which are used to determine whether impurity present in a chemical substance or impurity present in a chemical compound is well within a limit or not. So here in this limit test for chloride, the test is designed in order to determine quantity of chloride as an impurity if present in a chemical substance is present within a limit or it is present beyond the limit. So, limit test of chloride is a quantitative or semi-quantitative procedure or semi-quantitative test which used to determine presence of chloride as an impurity in a chemical substance or in a chemical compound. So here in this limit test we identify if this chloride is present as an impurity, does this chloride impurity is within a limit or this chloride impurity is beyond the limit. So, in this limit test of chloride, generally the chloride is present in a soluble form, and this or in soluble form, it is difficult to analyze the quantity of chloride, and hence this chloride which is present in the soluble form is transformed into an insoluble form with the help of some chemicals, and when this soluble chloride is get transformed into insoluble chloride, that is the soluble chloride with the help of chemical gets precipitated out from the solution and hence forms a turbid solution or forms an opalescence. The extent of turbidity or opalescence so produced by these insoluble chlorides are then visually compared with the standard sample to know whether the chlorides are present, they are well within a limit, or the quantity of chloride, whatever is present in the sample, is beyond the limit. So this is the basic platform, or this is the basic background how we determine chloride as an impurity, or how we determine if chloride is present in the impurity in a given chemical substance or a chemical compound. It can how be determined or analyzed by limit test for chloride. So let us discuss principle for limit test of chloride. And as I discussed, the limit test of chloride is done in order to check or in order to justify that if chloride is present as an impurity in a chemical compound, or if chloride is present as an impurity in a chemical substance, this chloride is well present within a limit or not. So how we check or how it is determined that whatever the chloride is present as an impurity in a chemical substance or in a chemical compound, it is well present within a defined limit or not. So in order to check whether it is present well within a limit, what we do, we make a visual comparison of turbidity or opalescence which is produced by the chloride, and this turbidity or opalescence which is produced by the chloride in the sample is then compared with the reference. So this is the basic background that how we can judge that if chloride is present as an impurity, how we can determine whether this impurity, if the chloride is present as an impurity, it is present beyond a limit or it is present within a limit. So this confirmation is done with the help of eyes, as the chloride which is present in the sample is first converted into insoluble form, and once the soluble chloride is converted into an insoluble form, it causes appearance of turbidity or opalescence, and the turbidity or opalescence so produced by the sample is then compared with the reference, and if the opalescence or turbidity of sample is equals to the reference opalescence, this means the chloride present in the sample is well within a limit, or if the turbidity or opalescence produced by the sample is greater than reference or the standard, we can say the chloride is present beyond the limit. So on the basis of opalescence or turbidity, we can determine the quantity of chloride present in the sample. So as per general rule, if greater amount of opalescence or greater turbidity is produced by the sample, more chloride is present. Or we can also say, if more amount of chloride is present as an impurity in the sample, greater extent of opalescence or turbidity is produced. So we can say here that the extent of opalescence or turbidity produced by the reference or by the sample is directly proportional to the quantity of chloride present as an impurity in the sample. So this is how we visually compare the sample and reference, or sample with the reference or the standard, in order to determine whether the chloride is present well within a limit or whether the chloride is present beyond the limit. So this is the basic chemical platform on which limit test of chloride is based. Now here we can see a pair of chemical reactions with their subsequent products. Although it seems that these reactions are different, but however they are based on single platform, or in general both these reactions are same. So as I discussed, in limit test of chloride, we anyhow determine the quantity of chloride if it is present well within a limit or not. So these reactions will ultimately let us know how the soluble chloride is get converted into an insoluble form, and how this insoluble form of chloride will produce a turbidity or opalescence which is further compared in order to rule out the result. So these two reactions, the one, or among these two reactions, the one is for standard or for reference, and the another reaction is for sample, which is under test. So the standard solution is prepared by taking a defined quantity of sodium chloride, and when this predetermined quantity of sodium chloride is taken and dissolved in a water, it will ultimately yields a solution, a clear solution in which the sodium chloride gets totally dissolved. So here, when NaCl or the sodium chloride is dissolved in the water, we get a clear solution. Now To this soluble sodium chloride solution, we further add silver nitrite. And once the content is acidified in presence of HNO3, which is an acid, this will cause precipitation of silver chloride from the solution. And this precipitated silver chloride is responsible for formation of turbidity or an opalescence. So this turbidity or opalescence is causes due to less solubility of silver chloride in acidic solution, which is acidified in presence of HNO3. Likewise, now this is the procedure or this is the chemical reaction which is involved in order to prepare standard solution. Standard solution means the reference solution. Now, for sample also, or in order to prepare the sample, a defined quantity of sample which contains chloride as an impurity is dissolved in water so as an aqueous solution is prepared in which the chloride is well present in its soluble form. So again, or as in case of standard solution, this silver nitrate is added to the sample which contains a defined quantity of well dissolved sample, and when the overall content is acidified with the help of nitric acid, again the same phenomenon will happen, that is the silver chloride gets precipitated out due to its less solubility in acidic solution, and because of its less solubility in acidic solution, this silver chloride is responsible for formation of turbidity or opalescence. So now we can see here that in both the cases, that is in case of standard solution as well as in case of test solution, we here use same kind of reagents, and hence we get a similar type of product. And these similar primary products which are produced in both the reactions are responsible for formation of turbidity or opalescence. Now, as in both the cases means in standard solution as well as in test solution, it is nothing but only the silver chloride which is responsible for turbidity or opalescence. So, if this silver chloride, whatever is produced in test solution or in standard solution, is compared in order to turbidity, we can anyhow judge that whatever the chloride is present in test solution is present well within a limit or not. Now, in order to justify this, or in order to explain things a more bit better, I here prepared a standard solution which I here marked as S, and a test solution which is marked here by T. So here we can see that both these solutions are turbid in nature, or in both these solutions, this is the standard solution, and this solution is turbid, or it have an opalescence, and likewise the test solution is also turbid, or it is having an opalescence. Now, as I said, in both the cases, that is in case of reference or standard, or in case of test solution, the reason behind turbidity is due to silver chloride so generated in the reaction. The silver chloride generated in the standard and the silver chloride generated in the test. So, if this is the turbidity or opalescence of silver chloride produced in the test, and this is the turbidity or opalescence of silver chloride produced in the sample, when we compare both of them, we here can see that turbidity produced in the reference, that is standard sample, is less than the turbidity produced in the test sample. However, in both the cases, the turbidity is produced due to formation of silver chloride, which is insoluble under the acidic condition. So, when we compare both of these solutions, that is standard solution and test solution, we can find here that the turbidity of standard solution is less and the turbidity or opalescence of test solution is more. So, as I said that the quantity of impurity is directly proportional to the turbidity or opalescence. So here in case, as the quantity of chloride present in the standard sample is less or is within a limit, so it produces the turbidity which is less, or the turbidity which is comparatively less as compared to the test. However, in case of test, the turbidity produced by the chloride as an impurity is comparatively greater than standard, as we can see here that test have more turbid solution or more opalescence as compared to standard. So, on the basis of our observation, we can say that when these two solutions are compared with each other, we here find that turbidity produced by the test is more then the turbidity or opalescence produced by the standard solution under the similar test condition, and hence we can say that test contains a greater amount of chloride as an impurity compared to standard or reference, and hence we can say the net extent or the net concentration of impurity in test is more than standard. So this is the basic platform how visually the net extent of impurity present in test or standard is compared among in order to determine its net concentration. So from standpoint of or from analytical standpoint of view or for quality control standpoint of view, if T is the sample or the test of any drug substance or a formulation, if this test is compared with the standard, we can say here that as the test solution have more turbidity or opalescence compared to standard solution, the test fails the limit test for chloride. And why the test fails the limit test of chloride analytically or for quality control purpose? This is because the impurity present in the test is more than the impurity present in the standard. And how we compare the extent of impurity present in standard or present in the test is by visually comparing appearance of opalescence or turbidity produced in both these solutions, that is the standard and the test. And the reason why or how this turbidity or why this opalescence is produced, it is produced because of this basic reaction which ultimately converts the soluble chloride into its insoluble form with the help of silver nitrate and HNO3, that is nitric acid.